Pastor George and I are rolling. We're just doing a small tutorial. I'm going to be flying out to the camp. I wouldn't actually call it late season pike and bass yet, but it's getting there. I've heard that the water temperature has dropped down to 60 degrees, which is it's definitely cooling off. And when I fly up, there's a lot of work to do on the camp. There's a lot of just a lot of everything. It's a little hectic for the first couple hours, and also with fishing, I'd like to be ready. So we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to set up a tackle bag. We've obviously got enough lures to own a tackle shop, and if we sold our lures out from right now, we could sell them for the next 20 years.
That's right.
But we're just going to take what we got, and we're always buying new too, but we're going to take what we got. We're going to show you a little of what we use. We're not super duper high tech, but our lures are all sound, and we're going to start getting our boxes ready to have just some sort of a semblance, so that when I get up to the Adirondacks, we can fish.
That's next week, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be October 1st. It'll be into the fall. I heard the leaves are in full color, so it should just about be peak. So we'll be seeing some good footage of the foliage, some good footage of the camp, and hopefully some real wild fishing for fall northern pike, smallmouth bass, and largemouth bass. We've got some soft rubber baits, some grubs. These grubs are about 4 inches. So we have pumpkin seed, black and blue, like an orca. That's kind of like a white and a silver, and it's got some green. And we have a couple Senkos. That's watermelon red, or this is the watermelon red, and this is like a cinnamon. And here is the worms. I usually Texas rig these. These are 6-inch, and these are an old time worm. Everybody from 1970 on up has used these. I don't know if they've fallen out of grace or not, but they're still a pretty good producer. You can get through vegetation. You could throw them in heavy cover, and I use Producto soft baits. The gentleman that runs this company is 80 years old. He started the company approximately 45 years ago. He's in Sanford, Florida, and he's a good guy. And I just have I've been using his lures for 30 plus years, and I have always had good success on them. Here's just a couple rigged swim jig, couple curly tail jigs with the flaming heads on them, true turn hooks, crocodile. I've used them for 30 plus years, blade jig, and here's some flaming spinner baits.
Those work pretty good for you, right?
Yeah, we hammered them last trip, which I think was September 11th. We hammered some real nice smallmouth. We're gonna start putting the boxes together, and we'll get back to you. Okay, so here we go.
What do you have?
a small bag, because I mean, really, how much you know, how much tackle can you have on the boat? But this is a Polano Drop Zone 3600. It's just a small shoulder bag. It's got two side pockets. In the front pocket, it's got a license holder.
Nice.
And this should be plenty of tackle. We'll show you. We're going to be working a little bit. We'll probably turn the cameras off and fool around with it for a little while, but we'll show you the final product before we fly. I'm sure that this would fit for the personal. I don't bring anything to my camp because I'm outfitted up there as far as clothes. I bring my winter jacket, and the largemouth showed a real preference to them, and there was some nice northern pike mixed in.
We caught some nice bass Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday.
Florida,
yeah,
right?
yeah. We'll probably put that up on this on this tutorial here.
And here's Pete using the Rattling Rapala to catch wide-mouth bass right here in sunny Florida. Okay.
Here we are stinging a small largemouth on a Rapala rattle wrap. It's in Fire Tagger, and the nice thing about living in Florida is we get to, it's like a testing ground. We get to test our lures, and I've done it for the last 20 years. I've tested the lures out, and you really find out the fish don't really care whether they're in Florida or whether they're in the Adirondacks. You find out what they want, what they like, and so it's a great search bait. You throw it out there, you cover a lot of water, and it's just very effective. You can also hear it rattling around on the ground, and it's my son's favorite lure. He's used it since he was a baby. He liked the color, and he's thrown it out, and he really he's really picked it up and caught some fish on it. So yeah, we are not endorsed. We're not by anybody. We are going to be, and we're going to enjoy it. It's just,
That's the difference between Pete Kelley Adirondacks and Pete Kelley's Southwest Florida fishing. He's not into this for the money. He's in this to share his experience, his knowledge, and his heart for nature, for fish, for God's creation, and he wants to share it with others.
yeah.
Your subscribes help do that.
Yeah, I mean, we do it for fun. And I am into quality. I'm into quality boats, I'm into quality lures, sound. Just like if I were to do plumbing work in your house.
That's right.
We don't want any junk. And, you know, you guys will get used to what you like. I mean, I've been watching a lot of YouTubes. I've been watching Mark Zona with the Show Dirt.
Show Dirt.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable channel. Just a wealth of knowledge. But, you know, through the years, I mean, he's a bass professional. He's got a professional television show. And he's just a lot of fun. But, okay. Not that we need this, but I'm going to put a drop of our Lunker lotion on it. Just for kicks. It's got the name on it. This guy is still doing it right after 45 years. He really is. All right, now, this is what I was taught many, many years ago. That a worm, generally speaking, has a seam in it. and I can see the seam. It's very hard for you guys to see because of the color pattern and how he mixed it. But the seam, you can see it right there. And I was told that the worm should be rigged on the seam. The hook should go into the seam. And I was also told on grubs, I think Mr. Twister had it years ago, but that the hook should go opposite of the tail. Now, I've seen them work both ways. I guess the fish don't really know that much, but that's with the tail, and I've seen them work like that. But I always, since Mr. Twister developed the soft plastic and the grub, I always went with them, and that's opposite of the tail.
Okay.
And what I do is I measure that down. So I obviously see that my hook is going to come out somewhere about 3 or 4 rings from the back.
Mm-hmm.
For this. And it's kind of important. I mean, it's hard for me to get them perfect, but you want to rig your bait straight. And so I want my hook to come out. So I'm looking for the seam now. And of course you want to center it too. That seam is really so faint. And there we are, about 3 or 4. And this has got the keeper, the Flamin' Jigs had the keepers on them, quite a few keepers. So they've worked pretty well for me. And I'll just and there it is. There's our finished product, and it's pretty good. Let me show it hanging. Just show it on my hand. That'll come through the water pretty good. I think we'll really be able to fool our smallmouth with that.
Okay.
All right. And I'll put him in here. Like I said, I don't know. You know, maybe I will separate him because they do bleed. The colors bleed, and that's a white. You know, I'm really not worried about the watermelon going on the black and blue, but the white, the blue will bleed into that. And so we'll keep that separate. Here we have, I'm going to leave these right in the pack because these are old rattle traps. These are the rattling Rapalas. They got sued by Bill Lewis because they called them the rattling rap. So now they call them rattling Rapalas. I think this is the only lure that produced for us on Saturday.
That's right. Yeah.
And you cover a lot of water with them, and they still really entice largemouth. So we'll put them in there with their true turn hooks. I'll leave them right in the pack. They seem to last a little longer. There's our true turns. And okay, let's button that up. That's just about it, right, with our baits. Mm-hmm. Now we'll get our bag out. I like to carry some fluorocarbon leader. Of course, I'm sure you guys know that Seagar is one of the biggest names. It seems to be a good stiff leader. I know a lot of guys are going to say, oh yeah, they're all using 8-pound test, and yeah, I'm sure, you know, if I was fishing for $100,000, I'd probably be using 8-pound test too. But the problem is that I lose $100,000 worth of lures to northern pike. So the 20-pound test And this is going to be probably another bone of contention in the YouTube family, but of fishing. But 20 seems to really stop a lot of bite offs. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not saying that a 4-pound northern can't bite it off, and I'm not saying that a world record 48-pound northern can't bite it off.
Right.
But 20 will stop. I'm gonna say it'll stop 75% of the bite offs. And I'm just not a big fan of steel leaders. You can catch. When I was out with cousin Marco in the Gulf of Mexico for Spanish mackerel, and so I saw these up at Bass Pro. Hopefully they're still making them as good. I think they took a little bit of the lettering out. This is Silver Prism, which is my absolute favorite in the crocodile. But these were $12 a piece. And here's our
Evidence.
what was it? It was $11.49 for the croc. And the bill came out, let me see, the bill came out to $48.53, which is just usually nothing. I mean, usually it's 200 plus when you walk in, minimum. But okay, we'll put our hooks here. We'll put our hooks in here, and here's our swim jig. I'll just try and keep that off the skirt.
And what do you call that stuff again?
Lunker lotion.
Lunker lotion.
Yeah.
We want to thank you for watching our video. We have 3 or 4 more coming up. We ask you to subscribe, and we thank you for your likes and your comments. Thank you. Have a wonderful fall.